Warning: this podcast contains spoilers for upcoming projects. Listen with caution. Yeah. Well, screw those southern bastards. They get all the economy and stuff down there. So,
yeah. Well, public transport, everything, jobs. Yeah. So you may as well have a heat stroke as well.
Well, hello and welcome to Behind the Locked Doors, a podcast where Scott just doesn't have it in him to come up with a joke this time. I am, Scott Paladin. I'm ostensibly supposed to be working on a horny werewolf audio drama called It Takes a Wolf.
And I'm Sam Stark, and I am working on As in West, which is a spinoff of Unspeakable Distance with Jack, who is not here today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Mike, aka Interiority, and I'm really imagining working on a Regency rom-com audio drama at the moment, rather than actually doing any particular work. But the daydreams are really good, though. So
that's great. Yeah, you're one up on me then, because my brain has just not even been letting me work on It Takes a Wolf right now. Yeah, that's my status update. Is I think I said I was going to be working on. I haven't even edited the previous episode of Behind the Locked Doors. It is still sitting on my hard drive. And I haven't touched It Takes a Wolf in 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, I am stopped. My brain is just not letting me work on it right now. So we can talk about that more later. I want to hear your all updates first.
I was going to try and get through the whole As in West, listening to the relevant episodes. I'm about halfway through. It worked out pretty well because I told one of my good friends about it, who I'm actually going to cast in As in West as something. And so she was like, oh, I'm going to have to listen to the original show. And so she's been experiencing it for the first time, and I've been kind of going along with her and listening to it again. So that's been really fun. So it's been kind of like rediscovering it again through somebody else's eyes, which has been helpful actually in making notes. But I didn't get as far as I wanted to, because we finished all the recordings for Paranormal Season 2. That is all done. We're in the sound design phase now.
Cool.
And then I also finished the I don't want to say the worst book I've ever narrated, because that's not true. It was the hardest to get through because it was kind of a nothing burger of a story. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing, I don't know. We can talk about it if you want, but it's just one of the most boring books I've ever, and it's fiction. It's supposed to be a romance, and I've read science textbooks, and this was so boring. But anyway, it really killed my It just killed my creativity, and it killed my want to do anything. And so it's sort of a lot of things died. And then I burned the shit out of my hand. And
no.
So I had to have a bunch of skin cut off.
Oh no.
And
Sam.
that sounds a lot worse than it actually is, but it has been really annoying. So yeah, I've had a week.
Well, Mike, how about you?
Well, I've only experienced 60-degree burns across the rest of my body, so I'm feeling kind of comparatively blessed. Apart from my horrifying kind of experiences with fire, yeah. I can't remember exactly when it was that we last talked, but it's been a minute. Mm-hmm. And not much has happened on the creativity front, partially because I have been baked, roasted, broiled, whatever culinary terms you Americans use, I've been subjected to them. With high humidity as well. And that, in a combination of work and various health issues, has meant I flamed out quite spectacularly about 2 weeks ago. So I had to take a bunch of time off work, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll do some time to, write some things and creatively fulfilled. And no, that didn't happen.
Yeah. No, if you need recovery, you need recovery, man.
Yeah, I needed recovery. There was a lot of lying down in darkened rooms, being very, very still. Yeah, I wouldn't really say there's been much progress. I think before that, though, I did actually write another episode. So I was, I have made progress since last time we talked. But past few weeks, not so much. Hoping I'm going to be able to get back to it at the moment. But it's been a bit of a low ebb. For a little while. Yeah,
I definitely feel that. I have made the progress over the last maybe 9 months for me has been such a crawl that I am feeling very disheartened myself. So I'm right there with you. It's one of those things where every once in a while, I feel bad. Every time my wife asks me about how things are going, my response is so instinctively defensive about how little progress I'm making, that it very much comes off as like, don't talk to me about it. I can't handle being talked to about it right now. Like, it's like, no, I know I feel bad. I should be doing something. And like, so like at a certain point, she's like, stopped asking. And I'm like, oh man, this is obviously, I've got some block about it. Part of it is also just life and stuff, you know, moving. And then I've got some stuff I won't, in my personal life, not personal life, but like health and job and stuff like that, stuff going on like that. That's also draining some of my attention. And then part of it is also just ADHD, executive dysfunction, you know, can't make myself do a thing that is not giving me the dopamine at this very moment. So, I've been, I don't know that I would describe what I've the last couple of weeks as flaming out, but maybe just completely dead at the moment, like just like creatively and productivity wise with regards to stuff like this. And I, at the moment, have no idea what I'm going to do about it. I just feel really bad. So maybe it's one of those moments where I should be calling about like literally take some time off and just like not worry about it and then come back to it with fresh eyes. Or is it one of those moments where I should be like sitting down and being like, okay, well, I have to do X, Y, you know, here's the thing that does it. Or I don't know. I really don't have an answer at the moment.
Yeah. I feel like this is one of the reasons we started this podcast was we all have kind of the same, not exactly the same thing, but we have the same general thing going. Yeah. All of us like love the things that we do, and all of us take it pretty seriously. Like we like doing a good job. We don't half-ass stuff, you know? And when we are not 100% in our physical or mental capabilities, we start to feel like we're just, you know, we're failing. And I feel like I'm such a hypocrite because like I can look at somebody else and be like, dude, you just have to take some time. Like just take a week off. You work so hard. And even though you know, like Mike, I feel like you do the same thing that I do, where like when you're not actually like physically doing work, you're still mentally doing work. And that's not resting. And so like, we talk about it all the time. We're like, we have to take a break.
I mean, what if I lie really still though, Sam? What if I'm just
that's true. But it's so I know in my brain that it's so important to actually rest, to actually be still, like Mike said. And I'm always like, yeah, you know, insert friend name here. Why don't you just take a couple of days off and then come back to it later? And then me, if I need to take time off and if I need to rest, no, that's not allowed. I can't rest. What are you talking about? Yeah. So yeah, my best friend, you know, sat me down yesterday and she was like, you have bandages all over your hand because you have blisters and open skin and your body needs to heal, and you have been going nonstop for like a year and a half, and this is a great time to take a rest because you just finished a project, you just finished a whole bunch of projects, and we have a week before we're going to go on a cruise, so just like fucking rest. I was like, maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Recognizing when that's what you need, you're like, okay, I've just got too much going on. I feel a little bit, maybe listening to you talk about it makes me feel a bit more like what I need is a better on ramp to get back on. I feel like I've been off the horse for so long, because I remember what it was like this time last year when like I was finishing up scripts and I had stuff on the calendar and I knew that casting was coming up and I was feeling all this excitement for what's to come. And at the moment, what I'm feeling is dread about what I have to do next. Not because the task itself is so bad, but that I'm worried that it won't be good, I guess is maybe the way to put it. You know, the idea that this thing that I've plugged several years of my life into will turn out not to meet my expectations, because nothing can meet the expectations of a perfectionist who's been working on a project for 2 years. Like it just can't. Right. And then part of me is also thinking like, okay, what if part of it, there's a real thing of if I make myself do something and I can't make it work, having to give up feels really bad too. So being in this limbo space of like, in theory, I'm working on it, but I'm not actually making any progress is kind of the safe, it's a stable position, right? Like where it's like you don't, and that's not where I'm going to get anywhere. So, this is helpful because it means that I've got to force myself out of my local minimum where I push myself up a hill and make some progress. What I need is a dopamine hit. That's the real thing, is I need something that makes me feel like this works the way that I want it to. Okay, that's actually really helpful, because if I go into something and can't, I need to be looking for, like, I don't want to say cheap wins, but like wins that will actually feel like a win, right? Like where I can point to something and say, I like that. I really am happy that this was created. I need to, so maybe that says to me that I should take the shortest route I can to getting a scene finished.
Yes.
Okay. That's actually a really concrete goal of, like, okay, let's take the first, everything up to, the like go through the fight sequence in episode 1 and just polish it, get it to the point where I will be proud, like, get it to the point where I can start showing it off. And then if I can show it to people and be like, hey, that would actually be extremely helpful, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I like about you, Scott, is like, like you've got, like issues and stuff that come up. You sit down, you talk about them, you deconstruct them, you come to a realization, and then you suggest the solution yourself. And I'm sat here like, I know what I'm going to suggest, and like you just say it already. I'm like, well, that's cool. Like, I like this is easy. Like I don't have to expend the energy in this. This is great. I just get to be.
This is just a lot of therapy and self-improvement. You're seeing the best version of me in that case, because that's something that 10 years ago I could not have done.
I feel like I should have a notepad and just ask some probing questions and just like not give any answers. Just like, yes, write a little thing.
I promise this will come around.
Yeah,
I have a point.
No, you always do.
So I have children, and so I am up on all of the children and family movies that have come out in the last like 20 years. And my oldest child really, hi, puppy. There's a cute puppy. Hello, puppy. He's very happy to be here.
Like, he always seems so self-satisfied when he's in that position.
Oh, my goodness.
He's very smug. Yes.
Oh, very smug. So my oldest child was extremely into the Tinkerbell movies, which are very good.
Okay, go.
And there's one of the Tinkerbell movies has this actually extremely profound scene.
Okay.
And so all of the fairies live in this cute little fairy world and it's not actually, I don't think it's Neverland. It's because this is like before Peter Pan.
Okay.
And there's an owl. There's a wise old owl, and he sits in a tree. And the fairies will go and sit on a branch next to this owl, and they will talk to the owl. The owl does not talk, because all the owl says is, who?
Okay.
Ooh. And so they'll do exactly what Scott does, and they'll sit there and be like, I just don't think I'm in the right place. I think I need to be like, and then the owl will be like, who? And then the fairy will be like, well, I mean, I think that they said I should. So, so it's like they're not really getting feedback, but it's, and so every time that happens with Scott, where he sort of just like talks to himself and like talks himself into a solution, I'm sitting here and I'm like, ooh. Because it's always made me real, like, it's so silly because it's like it's a cute little children's movie, but that scene really made me think about like self-reflection, and I'm like, yeah, it does really work when you just kind of introspect and you think about it from a couple different angles, and I love it. I highly recommend those movies, by the way, too, even though they're little kids movies.
Sure, yeah. Just because they're for kids doesn't mean they're bad. No. I mean, they're kids. Okay, you can't do that.
He's trying to get into Scott's mouth now.
Yeah. There's nothing that says a kid's movie or kid's book or anything like that can't be great. It's just that sometimes kids will put up with lower quality things as well. But I mean, come on, like, what's the difference between like a really bad kid, I don't even, Paw Patrol and like Real Housewives of something, like realistically, right? Like on the terms of global quality scale.
Yeah. And the Paw Patrol will like give you a life lesson. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, probably better.
I'm pretty sure you can learn some life lessons from the real lives of
that is
Real
true.
Housewives of whatever. Yeah. Like, I think there's a plethora on display. You can pick and choose.
Excellent. Okay. Was there, Mike, can we help you at all with your thing? Or do you need to be talked into something or talked out of anything? Or
well, I was going to say, I've got some heavy furniture. Like, if you can come in too. I just need to do some rearranging. That'd be great. I don't know. Like, I feel like I've kind of, yeah, I've kind of got a handle on things. Like I'm feeling kind of like the constraints, like physically and kind of like, you know, a little bit mentally more than kind of like, you know, like having kind of actual blockers that I'm having to get over and do. It's just my body's not up for it, man. Like I finished capitalism and I'm just like, I don't want to sit down on the computer for any longer. So,
absolutely fair. Yeah.
But I'm doing okay. Like I'm trying to kind of like refresh my creative banks. I'm reading.
Oh,
you know,
good.
I've kind of got into the thing like this year, kind of like more so than the past few years, which has been a nice change of pace, and I'm finding the benefits of that are paying off. I've tried to do a couple of little things just on the side, just to try and get me excited for stuff that's coming up, but B, also like set like little, not strict deadlines as such, but kind of like set the expectations of when I think I should be moving towards things. And they're very, very generous and they're very, very vague. But I have gone to the actor I want to use in my lead role, who is someone who is not inconsiderable in terms of, you know, profile within the community, like someone who's got an actual agent. And like if I was paying them a certain amount, the agent would be involved. But thankfully, I'm a cheapskate, and they're incredibly generous. But I've gone to them and pitched the idea and kind of said, "Hey, would you be totally interested on this if we're thinking about maybe starting production in like, you know, the last quarter of the year, towards the end?" And they were very much up to it, to the point where they've added it to their calendar. So,
oh my God!
Yay! So. Yeah, hopefully that will all pan out. But yeah, that's a really nice thing to kind of walk away from, saying kind of like, okay, the pitch seems to have some sort of legs. You know, people seem to
it is a good pitch. It's very good.
So that's good. So you know that makes me kind of feel okay. There is a reason I want to continue doing it. Like it feels like it's going to be a bit more real. It's not just this nebulous.
You've got a like a path forward. Yeah. You know, it's starting to coalesce, which is great.
Exactly. And I've got over half the stuff down in a draft form as well, which is pretty good. And then I did a real self-indulgent thing last week because. You know, I guess we can mention it. Like behind the scenes, because we're all alumni of a previous show called Breathing Space. There was like a Q&A behind the scenes thing that we recorded out after the show ended. Years ago.
Like a
It
billion.
did not get released because like it's a hell of a thing to edit together.
Oh yeah,
like just like the worst. But I got to hear like a very rough cut of that session put together.
Oh, cool.
And man, oh man, did that bring back memories. To the point where I actually went back and listened to a bunch of old episodes, including mine. And I was sat there listening to like one of the ones I wrote and was like, you know what? It's not half bad. I did all right on this. Like
they were good.
Awesome.
I can tell
fine.
you. Yeah.
I've got a little bit of talent, maybe. I'm not sure. You know, possibly.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you know, that's helping boost the self-confidence. And then I've kind of got like in the past week, a big project that I've been working on for 2 years has been announced. Like I'm just a small part of it, but like the larger parts of it are like horror artist Trevor Henderson, who's recently sold 2 things to big Hollywood studios because they seem to want to do internet horror movies at the moment for some reason. Not sure, but I'm a small bit of it, and so I got to play a little role in the announcement, stuff like that. And boy, oh boy, is it weird when people you don't know follow you on social media when you are not someone who is prominent at all. That's kind of weird. So I'm kind of just getting kind of used to that and just being kind of like associated with that going on. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to have to do some writing for that as well. So that's a little bit the panic, is just like, okay, so I've not just got one demand on my time. I'm probably going to have to do some more on this as well. But yeah, we'll see how that goes.
That's really cool, Mike. That's very exciting.
Yeah, I hope it goes all right. People seem to enjoy the Mass Effect reference I put in the thing that's been published more so than anything else, which is good. It's like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah.
Talking about Mass Effect, I got recognized by a person who was not related to me in podcasting.
Yeah.
I was talking to a person at work the other day, and I mentioned my online handle, Scott Paladin. Yeah. And he's like, wait, that sounds familiar. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And he's like, you did a Mass Effect podcast back in the day. And I'm like, yeah, I did. And he's like, yeah, I listened to that. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. One of the like 150 people in the world that listen to that. Okay, great.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
Yeah, it felt weird, but it's making me think I'm gonna talk to my co-host and see if we can maybe get that restarted, because that would be really fun.
Oh, I'd be so down for that. I'm one of the other 150 people who are listening to that. Like, if you've not heard it, dear listeners, like, go and seek it out, because it is a wonderful kind of like a little show about one of my favorite pieces of media with two people who just seem to share that love as well and enthusiasm. It's great.
Well, okay, yeah. If numbers climb, then that would certainly make it easier to justify the time.
Go listen.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I remembered last time we talked very briefly about Steppenwolf, and then we stopped recording, and then I said all of the things that I needed to have said on the podcast while we were just there.
I did find that strange at the time. Yes.
Because you guys, I forget who it was. Somebody, I think it was you, Sam, that said something that then like triggered me about like the thing. Okay, so let's recreate that moment now.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay. No, I can remember what it was, which is that Steppenwolf, like it is thematically relevant to the thing that I've been working on for the past few years, because it has this whole thing about identity and using the wolf as a metaphor for two parts of a soul and stuff like this. And it has a whole thing where at one point the main character gets a like breakdown of his own character. Like somebody does a character breakdown on him, which he then reads, and it also calls bullshit on his whole thing, which is great. But what we didn't talk about in the actual episode, I don't think, I guess I haven't edited it, but I don't remember, was the fact that like I can't figure out where Hermann Hesse's self-insertness is going on with this character.
Oh, yes.
It's written by a guy named Hermann Hesse. The main character is Harry Haller. So HH, okay, this guy is definitely supposed to be a Hermann Hesse self-insert. But then he meets like his manic pixie dream girl, who is like much younger than him and very pretty and whatever. And they like get along really well, but her name, he's like, at one point she's like, guess my name. And he's like, you look exactly like my childhood best friend, Herman. Are you named Hermione? Which is the German female version of Herman. And she's like, yes, you guessed my name correctly. And then later on, so like now they're palling around and becoming good friends and stuff. And he's like learning from her and she's learning from him. And then like at the end, she like cross dresses as a dude and they go pick up chicks together. And she like definitely like bangs a couple of ladies under the Herman persona. And then they like hook up together and like fall in love and whatever. And then, you know, spoiler alert for a nearly 100-year-old book. The Magic Theater that they're in, he sees her with another man who I'm not sure is an insert or not. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be Hermann Hesse insert as well. Guy named Pablo, I believe. Paolo. No, Paolo.
Is it Paolo?
Or is it Pablo? I cannot remember. It's fine. It's been a couple of weeks yet. But so, okay. What the fuck is going on with this? Like, I've been thinking about this for like weeks since then, being like, where am I supposed to go with this? Is there like there is a gender thing going on in this book that like Hermann Hesse is not like primarily driving into, but that is definitely there. I guess, I mean, pre-World War II Germany was a good place for gender expression in Europe at the time, until, you know, things got really bad there for a while afterwards. But at the time in the world, this was a thing that was culturally relevant at the time as well. Is Hermann Hesse actually trying to express some sort of gender thing from himself, or is it just a literary device? Is it supposed to say something? I don't know. I just have to like talk about it briefly at least. Yeah.
I remember I read that book back a long time ago, before there was any like gender things in my lexicon. Even as somebody who was an extremely sheltered, living in a Republican household, did not have language for any kind of trans or queer anything, I still, when I read that book, I was so confused as to, is this supposed to be like a John Malkovich thing where like everybody is the same person? Like even I kind of really got that.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about, I mean, the book's primary theme is about figuring out the lies you tell yourself about yourself in a lot of ways, and like trying to grow past that. And so, yeah, you absolutely could read this as absolutely everyone is the same person all the way through. Guys, I really can't have you having a cage match deliberately underneath. Go. Get
out. For clarification, Scott's talking to the dogs, not us.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, it absolutely could be everybody is the same person there's definitely some stuff going on there that I don't completely understand, which is, again, just another way in which I should have read this book 2 years ago when I was first writing It Takes a Wolf. I should have been in conversation with it. Yeah, but it's good. I recommend it, and it's fun. All right. Well, okay. I think we've got a full episode. I am promising as of right now that the moment that we get off this recording, I'm going to go edit both last week's and this week's, and I'm going to get them out ASAP.
Yay.
So that at least I don't have that weighing on my conscience anymore. That is my goal for the next 20 minutes. My goal for the next 2 weeks is, as I said before, I am going to pick a scene, probably the first scene, but maybe one of the others, and figure it out and try as well as I can execute getting one scene done so that I have something I can look to and say, this is what the show is going to look like. And hopefully use that as the mental building block to get myself to get the rest of it up to the same standards. So Sam, how about you? Do you want to set a goal?
I'm going to do nothing this week.
Perfect.
And I'm gonna be very intentional about doing nothing. I'm gonna go see the new Spider-Man movie on Friday. This is going to be I might even go see the Odyssey too. This is going to be a entire week of relaxing. I bought one of those really super intricate paint by number things, and so that's gonna be really fun. I'm just gonna let my brain go and do a little physical art, and then I'm going on a cruise the second week of August, and that's going to be kind of a work thing because I'm doing panels and stuff, and I'm going to be talking about being a narrator, stuff like that. And so I think that by the time we speak again, my batteries should be full and ready to go and ready to start doing things again. All
right. And Mike, how about you? Are you resting, or do you have a goal you want to actually set? Or
I have a goal in mind now. I'm going to go back to the It Takes a Wolf script. And I'm going to go through and going to figure out which are the self-insert characters of Scott Palin. I'm assuming it's about 90% of the ensemble, the company. But I want confirmation now that we've heard this. I don't feel like I can rest until I've actually kind of gone through.
I think anybody who's in more than one episode is probably some version of a self-insert. Yeah, for sure.
I just want to kind of deduce what slice of Scott Palin's psyche is this character. But obviously that's going to take up the majority of the week. Yeah. I'm probably going to have to bunk off work again.
Yeah.
But if there's any time left over from that, then maybe I feel like I might be able to have an episode in me this week. So
cool.
Fingers crossed. We'll see what comes of it.
All right. In that case, we will catch the audience in 2-3 weeks, something like that. We'll figure it out as schedules allow. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.